Hi, I'm Lonnie, and last time we saw I had red hair, a lot of red hair that I had to cut off after I watched those videos myself, and I had to change my wardrobe. That was important for me, and yeah, getting to know me is a real great experience, and I'm in trauma therapy, except that I had a traumatic experience at the therapist this week, which was tremendously unfun. Um, and that was that my therapist quit on me when I was already invested in this. So, I'd only seen him once before. He didn't really quit on me. The point is, and it's all about politics, so please vote blue. Please vote blue. Thank you. Because if we were in Colorado, he could accept me as a patient, but somehow Medicare, it seems like they don't pay for a master's degree to help me or something like that. I don't know. But apparently this lady, his name is Dan, so this is very cool that her name is Danette, if she has room for me. And you know, the thing was that I had been thinking I had disclosed too much, like every other time when we have a tendency to, like report our life or tell about trauma. The only hard part thing of this was that a lot of it was the first time we'd remembered it. And so he allowed us, Dan allowed us to write to him, to email him, and kind of went overboard. After I summed them all up, there were 36 emails. So we do have some documentation. But what happened then was that after I realized that he would not be my therapist, and it was kind of embarrassing, really, when I went to the last session, because he told me, and then I had disclosed what I had planned to disclose, like I, made a decision to tell about a specific thing, and I disclosed, it's not that we all agreed that I should tell, but I told everybody that I had decided to tell, and that it was going to be safe, and actually it wasn't, I told them it wasn't as traumatic as I thought it was going to be, because I didn't really have a bond with this dude, so I don't know if that is helpful to tell under the circumstances, or just extraneous, or just for the diagnosis, whatever, right? Because half the time I don't believe myself, and that is an interesting dilemma to be in. But one thing I did get from Dan, this was a good tip that I got from him today, and it was, don't criticize yourself. So don't bully myself. And so that was a good one. We had to say that over and over. I said it over and over. Don't bully, don't bully, don't bully. And then he reminded me it was don't bully myself. So, right. Yep, and I feel pretty good. I went to the gym, bought a gym membership for me and my kids. I'll be right back. I gotta get the cat out of here. Hold on. Out of here, cat. No, you can't come in here and eat other cats' foods. Dang. Thank you for waiting. So the last time that I made a video, I just was going through a lot of changes, and I was slipping my hair about, and I had the hair down to here or something like that, red. And I wanted to get the red out, and I went to my lady barber, and I said, get the red out. Well, she gave me this kind of old lady style. It was like, there was still a lot of red in it, so I could handle that for a couple of days, or not. And so I got out the clippers, and I did what I got here, pretty much. Anyway, I like it. Well, I went back to her once, but she still didn't get what I was talking about. I said, give me a boycott, I said. So, you know, she took a little bit more off the sides, but right, it's good. Anyway, so I was, after the eye cataract surgery, I was so shocked to see how old I am. Yeah, because I can see clearly now. The pain is gone, or the cataracts are gone. And at any rate, there is a lot of pain, and I want to get through it. And I feel whole in the sense of my structure being a these things come to me, okay? They come to me whole. And I'll explain it later, but it's a real benefit a lot of times. I want to feel more uplifted. And if I'm self-therapizing, self-therapizing, so be it. So be it. So, any rate, the shape of me is lovely. It's the most capacious shape that ever could be. That means it can hold all of me. And it is so resistant to pressure. And it's called a tetradecahedron. Tetradecahedron. That should roll off my tongue, because I built it myself out of mazes and scary things that I went through, horrible dreams. You know, I'm going to live another 31 years, and I'm not going to get a facelift. At least another 31 years. I'm 75. My mother got one, but guess what happened? She had a facelift, and then it fell. So, there you go. I'm just going to be how I am. Anyway, so a tetradecahedron, the tetra is 4. So there are 4 squares. 1, 2, 3, 4. And there are 10 polygons. They have 1, 2, 3, 4. So they're like a square that somebody squished up at the top, or a pyramid with the top cut off, and they're all shaped together. And the cool thing about them, the ones that are shaped like a pyramid with the top cut off, polygon, which means many shapes, many sides, or something. Anyway, those ones can flip. Not sure how they do it, but they can flip, so it's like, now you see it, now you know. Yeah. And I made this all from scary stuff like thin wires that you had to walk on, or you'd fall into the abyss. And not being able to sleep because there were spider webs up in the corners of the ceilings that weren't really there in the day, but at night they were big. Stuff like that. So I made this tetradecahedron, and I call it my TDH. Yeah, it's really cool. And the one thing I think that is really important to know about me is that I like numbers a lot. And I do them a lot in my head. So, you know, like the codes in the to get into my work office, it's like 4 numbers. So how I would remember those would be, I call it peopling my numbers, but it's also events, okay? And so how I would remember those numbers would, for example, the 1 number, and I won't say what it is, but you could always find out if you were sneaky. Anyway, if you wanted to stalk me or something, look it up. But the 1 number is the birth year of a little girl that I tragically left behind. when I was too young to have her. And the next number is a more positive number, which is my graduation from college at Weber State University. So also, just to let you know, that was 1982, a long time ago, to you. But at any rate, so that's how I remember numbers. And some of the memories that I use to remember the numbers, some are, I mean, I always try to make it move to positive. Like one of the numbers that I had to code in to open up my computer at work is, the first number is after I'm practicing Buddhism, and the second number is before I practice Buddhism, because that was, I remember that year was really difficult. So those are the numbers that I can use, that are in the probably 60s, 70s, and 80s, maybe the 50s, because I was born in 1947. But at any rate, I started that new math in the 7th grade, maybe? I don't remember. It was Stevenson Junior High School. I started the new math, and I couldn't figure it out. I had to make sense of it, so I had to, like, people my numbers. So I'll explain it to you sometime later if you have the time for my mind. Anyway, I'm just enjoying being here, and I'm, having some struggles at times with memories, and I often do not believe myself in this whole thing. But that's the other thing that I figured out was, I know it's late coming to kind of pull this all together, my tetradecahedron, but it's about time for me to polish my life, because I want to live fully and die without regrets, and just go to sleep like my lovely Bob Rodriguez did. Yeah, it's time for me to tell my tales, and here I am. I'm not trying to be a YouTube person or anything like that, but I do sing, and there's a lot of poetry. And yeah, that's me, LB. I'm in this BLB, okay? Thanks. Have a great evening. See you next time.